Chavez. Linda, this is, of course, one of the most controversial cases that the Supreme Court will be hearing this year. What should we be looking out for during these arguments?
Well, I think the real question is whether or not the Supreme Court will decide once and for all that race should not be a factor in deciding winners and losers, whether that's in getting into college or whether it's in getting a job or getting a promotion or getting a government contract. This case involves education. It involves Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, but also the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which guarantees equal protection of the laws. And I would expect that we are going to get a definitive decision, that unlike all of the previous decisions going back almost 50 years now, we're finally going to get an answer. My hope is that the answer is going to be no, race cannot be used to determine who gets into school.
I guess the question is whether it's a determinative factor. I was listening to the arguments earlier today. I think there's some still going on right now because there are two cases, one UNC, the other Harvard. And they were saying, the argument on behalf of them is that it's not accept this person because they're black, but take into account that they identify themselves as an African-American person and they have these other credentials that qualifies them as well. So those on in favor of taking it into account say it's just one aspect of a holistic approach.
Of course, that's what they say, but I will tell you that my organization, the Center for Equal Opportunity, has studied schools now going back more than 25 years. And we've analyzed the data and who gets admitted and who does not. And we have shown time and time again that most elite universities in this country not only use race as a factor, but in the end, it becomes the deciding factor. And Harvard is doing a particularly egregious thing. It actually had a committee study what they could do to change their holistic factors that would produce fewer Asian students. And they ended up with a device in which they gave a personal rating based on interviews to each of the applicants. And that is the way in which they eliminate a lot of Asian students, because Asians as a whole at Harvard are given the lowest personal ratings. So it's very much the way they treated Jews at earlier points in their history.
I did some comparison this morning, Linda, and here's what, at UNC, 10% of those at the school are Asian. The US population, it's 6%. At Harvard, it's 18%. 18% are Asian. The ones that seem to suffer the most, and I'm curious about your thoughts on this, is 19% of the U.S. population is Hispanic, but only 8% at UNC and Harvard are Hispanic.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Again, in the studies that my organization, Center for Equal Opportunity, has done, we've shown that Hispanics do get some preference, but it is about half the preference that is given to black students, for example. And frankly, nobody should be given preference based on their skin color. Many of the black students who are getting in to these schools with preferential treatment come from upper middle class, even upper class homes. And in many universities, including Harvard, I believe, a very large proportion are not US born. They're actually African born with parents who have higher education degrees. These are not the people even who were intended initially to be the beneficiaries of affirmative action, namely those who'd been discriminated against in the past.
Thank you, Linda. We appreciate it. Linda Chavez, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.